What up, guys? We're back at it again with another podcast. I'm the cracked host at Warzone as well, Chavez.
I am the not cracked host at Warzone. I'm also not Chavez. My name is Ryan.
I am neither Chavez or Ryan. I am your residential JRPG man, Emil.
As you probably noticed from our intros, this episode's going to be all about video games. And for me, I've been an avid video game player my entire life. I grew up playing Pokemon, Ratchet and Clank. Did a little bit of Final Fantasy, though I didn't really play it that much growing up after that. Kingdom Hearts. And now I'm kind of just sucked into the gacha game fucking void. I accidentally got fucking Emil and Ride into it too. In particular, Azure Lane, but we'll go more into detail with that later.
Wait, what do you mean Azure Lane? You mispronounce Waifu Lane.
True. Oh, and I can't forget about Waifu Impact. I mean, Genshin Impact as well. Sheesh.
I dropped a fat hundo on that game the day it came out, and I haven't
Did you
played
really?
it since. Yeah, dude.
You
I
did
saw
really?
Jean, and I was like, come on, girl, look at them heels. Didn't get her, and I said, game's not worth it. I just stopped playing it.
You're like, shit. They somehow abducted my credit card, and next
They
thing I
sure
knew.
did.
You didn't get
Billy,
yours?
whatever his name is. No, man, I got Noel and a sword, I think.
I got Noel for free. First roll.
No, I did.
$50 clearly was not worth it.
Nah, man, it wasn't because I still don't play it, and I've only spent like $10 on Azure Lane. That's because I needed a little bit of oil.
You
Wait, you spent money on oil and not rings? Oh no!
Listen, the only ring that's worth it is the One Ring, bro. And that's what I'm talking about for my favorite game ever, the Lord of the Rings Online 2014 edition, where you couldn't even log in. What about you? I'm just kidding. No, but yeah, it's funny because like, you have like the standard outline of games that you play, like kind of normal, like Pokemon, Ratchet and Clank. I loved Ratchet and Clank. I think the first one I played was it Deadlock or something like that. Wasn't
Ooh, that one
Gridlock.
was a good one. That was a good one. But that was like number 4, wasn't
It was number 4. It was I think it was the last of the PS2 era ones, and then I went back and played all the original ones before that.
Hell yeah!
Then you go from that to like
it's like Ratchet and Clank, right? Too, right?
Huh?
Jack and Dexter, Ratchet and
Jack
Clank.
and Dexter was a good one.
Like all those games, right? Like Spyro. What's the other one with the raccoon?
Sly Cooper, bro.
Oh, Sly Cooper.
Yeah, tell you, dude. PS2 was like the king.
It was.
Yeah, PS2 era was fucking pog.
Let's be real. Oh, what were you saying, Ryan, about before I cut you off?
Oh no! Just saying, like, it's so funny because like you see like how games have kind of changed, and just like the little breakdown Chavez gave of his like kind of journey through playing video games, like it goes from like standard Pokemon, normal, like normal human things, and then it goes to like Final Fantasy, and normal people don't play Final Fantasy. I know that because I play Final Fantasy. Then Kingdom Hearts, and then down to like like down the line to gacha games. And at least for me, I didn't know that stuff existed before. Man, I think like last year was the first gacha game I ever got into, and it was Arc Knights, the same people that make was it Azure Lane?
Yeah.
So, but I didn't know that those things even existed before then. And there's just like these, like now looking back from when I was a kid, there's like, there's like VR games, there's like VR chat, there's these gacha games, like all these different forms of gaming that, back in the day, all you had was like, let me boot up my N64. That was like $700, and a cartridge that was like $80. People are freaking out now.
It only worked like 50% of the time.
Yeah, like in the other 50%, you have to blow into the cartridge as hard as you can and blow all that cat dander that was from the cat in the house just back up into your mouth, so that you could play Super Mario 64. But
that was the price you had to pay just to load it up.
I know, right? Yeah, just to get the okay clearance from freaking Mr. Nintendo to be able to play Super Mario.
Dude, man, those were the best though. Like the N64 days, man. That's when it was like multiplayer was like the best multiplayer.
Yeah.
Like forget all these like it's cool. Like we could like stay at home. You could like just boot up like what we do now. We'll hop on like Warzone or we'll play like Apex or League or like like it's so accessible now.
Yeah.
But different, man, when you're all in the same house and then you're not friends anymore after playing Mario Party.
Yeah, man. Do you remember when you guys came over to my house that one day we just played Custom Robo? Remember
Oh,
that?
I do. That was fun as hell. We played that one and we played the Kirby. What the fuck was it?
Kirby Air Ride, bro.
That shit was fire, my guy. I
Yeah,
won't
dude,
even
I
lie.
bet these people don't even know what custom robo is.
Nah, I mean, like, no, you're right. The last custom robot that came out was for the DS. Like, I think like right when the DSi came out.
But that was
And
the one we were playing with on the GameCube, right?
yeah, dude, the GameCube was
Mhm.
my first ever like
And then Ryan over here
modern
is
system.
like, we're gonna play legit, right? Yeah. And then he's all like, let me use my illegal dragon gun right now.
You know, I'm just like one shot. Omeo and mind you, Omeo's sitting there playing, and he's just like, the lights are too much. I can't see what's happening. I was like, then you are easy prey. And I just like came up behind him and I killed him. All the Chavez and Emil were able to like jump up and fight me.
I'm pretty sure all three of us owned that game, so like we already knew it was them.
Yeah, this poor guy. He's like, I better torrent it. He's the king of torrenting things. He's out of it. He's gonna get arrested by the feds. He was the king of pirates, dude. Sea of Thieves is based on his life. It's him surfing the worldwide ocean of the internet, searching for torrent treasures. No, but like, so how did you get introduced to Pokemon, Chavez? Because like everyone is familiar with Pokemon. If you're not familiar with Pokemon, you're probably a communist. But you know, like that's like the iconic thing. I just want to know how did you guys get into Pokemon? Was it through the card game, the anime, or was it the video game first that kind of like got you into that world?
Huh.
Ooh, that's a good question.
I think
Let me
shit.
recall.
Yeah, I'm like I think for me it was like I think I was watching the anime first, and then when my birthday came around, that's when I got Pokemon Yellow and Game Boy.
Yeah, that's right,
Yeah.
boy. Ryan, tell me Yellow was your first Pokemon game.
I think Pokemon Gold was my first Pokemon game.
Oh, sorry,
Oh,
we don't associate with Gen.
No, it wasn't. It was Pokemon Silver. It was Pokemon Silver was the first Pokemon game I played because
Damn, you didn't get the first generation Pokemon games?
nah, dude, I didn't even know about it. So I'll explain how I got into it after Chavez and Hugo.
yeah, definitely. Yeah, I think for me, yeah, if I'm recalling correctly, I do want to say it was the anime first. Then my birthday came around. I was gifted Pokemon Yellow and played the shit out of that with my boy Pikachu. Back then though, I didn't know anything about like types and shit. So I was getting rocked by fucking Rock in the beginning. And I was like, wait,
Dude,
what do you mean Thundershock? There's like
I never
Nothing to Geo, dude.
understood why they were like, yes, first gym, Rock Gym. And the only Pokemon you're probably gonna have that's pretty good at that point is a Pikachu. I'm just like, oh my god,
Squirtle.
the struggle. No, because in Yellow, right?
yeah, in Yellow you start
choose
off.
your starter. You start off with Pikachu.
Was that what it was? See, I didn't play that.
So Pokemon Yellow mimics the cartoon.
Oh,
Yeah.
So like you're literally like essentially you're like pseudo Ash Ketchum because they're like, oh yeah, this is the only Pokemon left, so you get a Pikachu.
Mm-hmm.
Dang, I didn't know that.
So yeah, you couldn't choose. You could get all. I think you could get all the starters in Yellow.
Yeah, you could.
Like,
it was
later
just I
on in
think
the game.
yeah, I think it was like shit. Who do you get first? I don't remember if it was it Charmander.
I think you get
Or was
Charmander.
it- Yeah, I think it was like Charmander, and then later on, like
It's
further like
Squirtle.
middle of the post, I think was when you can get Bulbasaur and Squirtle. It was pretty cool though because you get all of them
Whatever order Ash got him in the TV show, that's the same order you got him in Pokemon Yellow.
in Pokemon Yellow.
See, I didn't know that. So for you, it was the anime then you got the gift of the game. Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
yeah, and then it was like I was grabbing the cards and stuff too, like the trading card game and all that, but I didn't really have anyone to play like the game with though, card game wise. So
Let's be real. Nobody knows how to play that Pokemon card game.
straight up,
Dude, it is so
100%.
easy. It is literally Magic the Gathering.
I know it's like it's easy, right? But like growing up,
Oh yeah,
nobody
growing
knew how
up,
to play that. They're
you
like,
just whoever had a holographic card won. Be like, it could be a holographic Bulbasaur, and you have a regular Charizard. They're like, look, shiny, dude, you lost.
bro, man, I have a shiny dark Typhlosion still.
Damn,
Typhlosion's
Typhlosion,
cool.
that was my boy back in Silver. Let's go, Silver and Gold. I actually never got to own Crystal. I saw a bunch of Let's Plays though.
I forgot Crystal existed. That was like with like the blue Entei, right? Or like Entei's,
Yeah,
Entei's
Suicune,
brother.
yeah.
Yeah, him too.
I like that name, Blue Entei. I think that's what I'll call him from now on.
And man, my
And yellow
favorite
Entei.
character, Blue Entei.
Blue Entei, and then we have the
Big
yellow
Dig B.
Entei.
What about you, Emil?
Yeah, how about you, Emil?
I think it was a mixture, like watching the show first, obviously, And then like, yeah, we'd be being gifted like the Pokemon cards here and there. Guys, like I still have a bunch of Pokemon cards from like way back then. But interesting story actually. The reason how I already had a Game Boy Color at the time because I don't think I had the original Game Boy, but so my mom used to work at like a laundromat, right? She used to like manage the laundromat, and then like some kid unfortunately left their Pokemon Yellow game there.
Oh
And
no!
they never claimed it within like a week or whatever it was. So like I literally got a free Pokemon Yellow.
That's what's
So,
Yo,
up.
let's
so I
go.
got a free Pokemon, and then I think at the same time I also had Pokemon Red. So I was playing both games at the same time. Like, and it got ridiculous because it was to the point, right, where like I was able to go through like Mount Moon or like whatever the Victory Road. I could get through those like caves without flash.
Sheesh.
Like I
Damn,
had
okay.
the routes memorized. Like I knew where where the bad guys were. Dude, it's so easy, dude. All you had to do was really just hug the right wall the entire time, and you'll eventually get to the exit for Victory Road.
Damn, he
That's
had to strat.
dude. Yeah.
And
So when
it's the
like
start
Fire
of
Red
his.
came out again, I was like speed run.
I was just about to say that was the start of your speedrunning career. You're
Yeah,
like,
dude.
I
I think
bet.
I got through like Victory Road in like 10 minutes because it was just like hug, hug,
They
hug,
they
hug, hug, hug,
re-released Red?
like twice.
They really?
Yeah, there
See,
was
not
Fire Red and Leaf Green.
And then it got released on the DS again, right afterwards.
Oh no, I think that
Or was
wasn't
that
that
Soul
Soul
and
Silver. I
Silver?
think that was Soul
Gold,
Silver
Hard
and
Gold and Soul Silver.
yeah,
But
those
I
are
know
fucking fantastic.
yeah, so those were the two first Pokemon games I played. But I also played the trading card game on the Game Boy.
I loved the trading card game on the Game Boy.
That is
Word.
actually how I learned how to play the Pokemon game.
Same.
It was I had so much fun playing that card game, although Sabrina was like busted in that game. It was like unfair. Like some of those gym leaders in the Pokemon card game were like ridiculously overpowered for being a card game. And I was like, oh my god, it's so stressful.
So,
Oh yeah, go ahead. Yeah, so you were not part of our original OG squad.
no, I
You're
wasn't,
disappointed. No, I'm
and
just
I
kidding. I'm
also
just
well,
kidding.
here's the thing. So, like how I said, Pokemon Silver was my first Pokemon game that I ever played, and
See, the fact that you played Silver disappoints me even more.
what do you mean, bro? That's Lugia, bro. That's from the movie.
Nah, dude, gold version all the way.
What that turkey looking dude? Get out of here.
This is why Ash is still 11 years old.
Ash is still 11 years old because he's in a coma. Let's be honest. Uh, so my story is actually similar to Emil's, and I've had quite a few run-ins with Pokemon throughout my life
Mhm.
in funny ways, but I'm actually like not really into it. I was always a Digimon boy, but so I kind of similar to Emil. I was at the park, and I was playing at the park, and the park I was at had like a bunch of wood chips. I was a little kid, and I fell off the slide from like way up, and I hit the ground, and something bounced up next to me as I fell. And I
What?
looked, it was a Pokemon Silver cartridge, and there was nobody else in the park.
Holy shit.
Oh, free
And,
Pokemon.
and so I grabbed that, and I went home, and I was like, I don't know what I'm gonna do with this. The next day, my dad picked me up from school, and they'd got me a Game Boy Color. He had just like
What?
he didn't know that I had found the game. I didn't want to tell anyone because oh yeah, it's about you're stealing.
Mhm.
So I had Pokemon Silver, so I played that a ton. Then and then like I kind of collected the Pokemon cards for a bit. I didn't really know anything about them. The Pokemon game that I played the most was the Pokemon trading card game, so I had no clue about the lore or anything like that. It was just like the bare basics of how to play the game.
The game was
Mhm.
so fun. Like,
The-
underrated.
no, it's so I wish they'd remake that one. Like I like just like as like a free Switch download. But so then later on in life, I go back to that same park. I'm a teenager now. And again, I'm going out just to like play with some friends. I get to the park first, and under the tire swing is a little like cloth looking box thing. And inside of it was Pokemon Emerald, Pokemon Ruby, and Pokemon Sapphire.
Ooh.
All three
Damn.
of them. So the game I played after that was Pokemon Emerald because I gave the other two to my buddies who were with me.
Mhm.
After that, later on in life, I'm going down. I went to a Jewel nearby my house, and as I'm walking back home, I just happened to look down. Like it had snowed, so like it's white, like it's all white.
Yeah.
and there's like a little black square, and I pick it up, and it's Pokemon Soul Gold or whatever it is, the most recent
Oh
one.
shit!
What luck is this?
And
What is
I
this? Yeah, this
found
is what?
so many Pokemon games just laying on the ground, and I sold most of them. Like I didn't play Pokemon for any Pokemon games for the DS. The ones I played were the Game Boy ones.
Dude, it's
But-
because they're so easy to lose. Like I've known so many people that, like, you know, kind of similar story where they're like, "Oh, I lost my Pokemon game," because like
It's
it
just,
just like fell out of their bag or something. Because it's just a cartridge. It's like a little cartridge.
And like, you know, like we're kids. We're not gonna be like, oh, let me like put this away. Throw it in my pocket. Then you just, like, you know, and then you go play football or something, and it's gone. Like,
Real.
so all the while that's happening in life, I never watched the TV show. I only saw Pokemon 2000. That's the only interaction with Pokemon I've really had in my life.
That's my favorite movie from Pokemon, anyway.
Yo, she pulls out the dragon flute. Wait a minute, that was from Majora's Mask. My bad. That was a whole different song.
I thought you were about to bust out the Dragon Zord song.
Yeah.
Also, too, I was waiting for it. Oh shit! Damn, that means
I actually went to
Ryan's the chosen one.
yeah, dude. I
Holy
went to
shit.
C2E2 and I actually took a picture with Jason David Frank, the Green Ranger.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh.
And he just was
The
like, "What's up, dude?" And I was like, all chunky. I was like, "Oh my god, Jason David Frank! I love the Green Ranger!" And he just was like, "Don't touch me, kid."
He's the goat. Dude,
That's
Tommy's
a
the
dub
goat.
right there.
Yeah.
Shit.
But so yeah, so for me, like, and it's just so funny because like you said Pokemon first, and I was like, I gotta ask because like everyone has like these like deep, like, oh man, Pokemon. I used to watch the show, man. You know, I used to call them, pocket monsters. That's what it really meant, the translation. And me, I just found a bunch of games for free and sold them for money.
It's kind of interesting though, because like I feel like I'm in between, right? Like, yeah, I started with the show, but I feel like after like the first like like what would you call the first season or first story arc of Pokemon, I feel like I completely like fell off of the TV show.
Yeah, I think I went back just to like, I went back and watched a couple episodes. I don't even remember where they were. I don't even know the regions.
Yeah,
I
like
just know that like there was some
like,
girl named May, and that's it.
Damn, back
I
into
don't know.
Hoenn. I feel it. Shit.
Yeah, wait. What'd you call me, bro? Just call me a hoe.
Shit, yeah, with 2 N's at the end too.
Bro, I was there
Sheesh.
with Jirachi, bro. He came out with his little sultan hat, and I said, "I wish that I wish I could finally age." And Jirachi's just like, "Professor Oak sleeping with your mom," and he flew off.
ain't that true though? Did you have a favorite Pokemon like generation, like game wise?
Oof. I gotta
Fuck.
think. I mean, I think whatever generation Deoxys was in, because I thought he was rad. And I was just
So
like
Gen
that.
3.
Yeah,
Gen
I was like Deoxys. That's what COVID is. COVID's gonna evolve to be Deoxys, and I'm already calling it. I'm already calling it.
Oh my god, I love it.
No, big old dragon to come out and eat him.
I'm like,
What's your favorite gen? Neil?
Mine growing up was like Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald, like that.
Mm.
Like, because it had like the most balanced map of like adventure you can do, and I feel like it was the most complete. But I also love Diamond and Pearl,
Yeah.
and then Black and White was probably like my third place. Like Black and White 2, like in terms of like story and world building.
Mhm.
But for me, it has come down to Diamond and Pearl and Ruby and Sapphire. Like those two had like the most lore for me, and it was like the most complete Pokemon games in my opinion.
I feel it. I'm kind of the same but flipped for me. I think I loved like Diamond and Pearl. I loved Sinnoh, like just the region. I loved the Pokemon, Lucario and Garchomp. I mean, those are fan favorites fucking across the board. I feel like if you show anyone that, they'll be like, yo, these are some dope ass designs.
See,
And
but
then,
I have to agree with you too, because jokingly, right? Like our family group, like me, some of our friends like Ryan, not Ryan, Randy, Ian, you'll meet him later on, Wally, and like all of us who were like, and our other friend Alec. So we were all playing Pokemon. We'd call ourselves the Elite Four because like when we were like by the time you like get far enough into Pokemon, because like every generation we'd all get it and play it together and kind of see like oh, what are you doing. So I was always the dragon trainer. I was like
nice.
I was legit like Lance. I was like every Pokemon game I was like, yes, I'm gonna make my dragon team. It's gonna be awesome. And it was finally Diamond and Pearl when there was enough dragons where I could literally like legit do a full dragon team, and it was pretty busted. I loved it.
Dang,
Hell
cuatro
yeah.
puntos, bro.
Yeah, so I was Elite Four leader, just so y'all know. At least in my heart. Y'all can never take that away from me. Dude, I actually still had that dragon team. Because like every game, because you know how you can transfer the Pokemon to like the next game and everything.
hmm
So I've literally carried some of that dragon team all the way from like Ruby and Sapphire all the way to like Black and White too.
Sheesh.
I didn't know
Yeah,
you
Damn.
could do that. I
you
didn't know
could
you
because
could
like you
transfer.
you would transfer from Ruby and Sapphire into was it Diamond and Pearl after
Yeah, Diamond and Pearl after,
through
yeah.
like the Safari Zone or whatever the hell the
Mhm.
transfer thing was, and then you just transfer it from each game on and on. So I just kept the same team, or not. I didn't. I just kept them like alive. And I actually like found my Black and White 2 the other day, and I opened it up. I was like, ah, yes,
Dang,
good
you
old
didn't
dragon
execute
team.
your Pokemon when you were done with the game like I did? Come on.
He just threw him into the void. He was just
Yeah.
like, nah,
No,
I
dude,
don't,
it
I don't
was
need him
stupid.
anymore.
So I don't know if my game was like bugged, but I had an Articuno that was like I don't know if it was bugged because like I could use Sure Cold and it would hit like 90% of the time.
Oh,
Dang. You're
And
actually using the cartridge that I found and I put back. Just like
for real,
just powerful enough.
I was 1v1ing our friend Alec because he's like super. He was like kind of into like making teams specifically based off of stats and everything, right? And I was
mhm.
like, all right, let's face each other. And I sheer colded his team without missing once.
Damn.
It's so funny. That's my broken Pokemon story. Articuno that never missed sheer cold.
That was on fire. His name was
Yeah, it really
Moltres.
was.
What about you, Chavez? Who are your favorite? What's your favorite generation of Pokemon?
For mine? Yeah, I would say for mine, yeah. It probably have I'm super excited too for the remakes, but yeah, but for
Oh
Diamond and Pearl
yeah.
Sinnoh region, it was just so much fun. After that one. But no, definitely growing up though, I did really like the Silver and Gold region.
Yeah,
I
that was
really enjoyed Hoenn, and I would say I'd probably have those Hoenn first, and then Johto. But then Diamond and Pearl came out, and I was in fucking love. I was like, yo, this shit's fire. So Sinnoh came over, took first place, and kept it. Hoenn solidified as second, and then yeah, Black and White. I feel like so many people who did play that generation, like I don't know, I feel like it's underrated. So many people like at the time were flaming it and shit, saying it was weird. Pokemon designs were kind of weird. And
for
yeah,
Black and
sure,
White.
yeah, for Black and White. Like I remember some people would say like some of the designs don't like. I feel like that was around the time where there were a lot of comparisons between like Digimon, where it's like,
Oh
oh,
yeah.
it feels like Pokemon's kind of going the Digimon route. But
Wasn't
granted,
that
though,
the
I mean,
wasn't that the
That
series?
came out.
Was that the
mhm.
series where they had like a candle? It's like it's Candlemon.
Yeah, Candler and
Yeah,
stuff. Yeah,
yeah.
I loved using that one.
That's when
That was a good.
people like Green Freak are running out of ideas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I still think they're running out of ideas because some of these new Pokemon that come out, I'm just all like,
Nah, man, this is gonna recycle. One day you're gonna see Ash throw out a Pokeball and Agumon's gonna pop out.
His name's gonna be Monagu or something.
Damn,
He's gonna be
dude.
like, "Oh shit!"
dude, but I am
He doesn't use pepper breath. He goes spicy breath. He shoots it out.
He just starts listing off ingredients from B Dubs or like Wingstop and shit.
Habanero, hold down. I'll tell you what, I had a habanero hold down in the bathroom after I ate them habanero wings. But what's it called? So, like, Pokemon's its own style of game. I just want
Mhm.
to like hear your guys, like how you guys got involved with that. But then you said you played some Final Fantasy too, and that's kind of like that falls more into like the kind of stuff I like, but not like JRPGs. That's totally Emil's thing.
That's me.
Mhm.
I'm like RPG, like either tabletop or in the ilk of Fallout, Skyrim, Stalker. I'm gonna say Fallout, Elder Scrolls, the Stalker series, stuff like
Mhm.
that. Like I love me some.
Wait, which one's the Stalker series?
Stalker is like Fallout, but for Russians. Takes place. It takes place in like Ukraine after like the Chernobyl nuclear power plant blew up, and it's based off a book called like a Sunday picnic or something like that. And essentially, what that book is about is like aliens show up and they have like a picnic and they leave a bunch of shit, just like alien garbage, and they leave. But then like humans come in, they're like, "Whoa, this alien garbage has unlimited energy potential. Like all their trash is like amazing for us." Somehow, some dude read that book. He's like, I'm gonna make a game. They made a game. It has nothing to do with aliens. It's all about the nuclear power plant blowing up
Of
and creating
course.
like some like weird paranormal exclusion zone where like these things called anomalies happen and stuff like that. And like it's all like, there's like, you could find like an artifact that like, and that's what these are. Like they'll go into like an area where there's like high radiation, and you'll like scan for it. It's like, oh, I got the stone blood anomaly or the stone blood artifact, and that means that my character won't bleed as much from like dogs bite him or something. So like it's like what it does, which doesn't help, because in the game Stalker, they have all these terrifying mutants and like paranormal creatures crawling around, and none of those things hold a candle to the regular enemy that is the regular dog. Those dogs travel in packs of like either 2 or 15. You don't know which pack you've run into until you're dead. But so like, the Stalker games, I've played more Stalker than I've played Fallout, and I play a ton of Fallout. I have 1,500 hours on Fallout New Vegas and another
Damn.
1,500 on Fallout 4.
Man is like committed.
My
Dude,
boy
I love
truly
those.
is a gamer.
But I got into those later in life because like you have to like think for those. It's just like, oh, let me like make a build. The first, like, I think I played Oblivion first, and I didn't know what the hell I was doing. My guy hit endgame. I couldn't cast any magic, couldn't use any type of armor. I had like a really strong sword that I could barely use. I just didn't know how to level my character up, and I was like, these games suck because I was used to playing games like growing up. Like I said, like the GameCube was like kind of like my first big system I got. So I grew up playing games
Mm.
like,
Y'all know what's the most
Zelda.
underrated GameCube game, but I think is like one of the best GameCube games of all time.
Kirby Air Ride.
No. We don't. No. Take a guess, Chavez. You know what game I'm talking about?
For the GameCube? I won't even cap. I actually didn't have a
It
GameCube.
wasn't. It wasn't originally on the GameCube.
Chibi Robo.
No.
Which
Dude,
one? I'm curious.
the best like multiplayer and solo player, but freaking Sonic Adventure Battle 2.
Hey, yes,
Oh.
it was, dude.
So good. Like it was underratedly good.
The
Like the
Sonic
story
Adventure.
was like low key, like actually really good. They somehow end up in like space, and this is when they all become like Super
Super.
Saiyan through like all the emeralds or whatever.
Yeah,
Like
Super Sonic and Super Shadow.
yeah, Super Sonic, Super Shadow, and then like when you get through the story, you unlock like the level 4 like levels. So like you could, it's multiplayer. So like you're like racing your friends with each other, and then those were some of like the funnest like race levels. Like
Do you remember the pyramid level where there was no running? It was just the rails. And you had to like
Yeah.
skate down the rail. Like people try and jump from the top and land on the rail at the bottom and like keep going.
It was like, yeah, it just tricks every time. You just jump off the rail and like shortcut like half the entire map because you like landed from the top to the bottom.
Yeah.
There's
Oh,
also
but-
a glitch where you can like jump off the rail and land on the pyramid and actually like go up the pyramid and then you'll start flying in the sky.
Oh yeah. I think
Sheesh.
it's back then they're like, no one's gonna jump up here.
Uh,
And I'm like I win.
okay.
No, I love. See, what really made Sonic, those 3D Sonic. So listen, when I say 3D Sonic games, because Sonic was the first game I ever played.
Mhm.
My uncle had a
Really?
Sega Genesis. I played Sonic the Hedgehog, like the original on it, Sonic the Hedgehog and Sonic the Hedgehog 2.
Oh shit.
Like I'm a huge Sonic like stan. I'm a junkie for Sonic, old school Sonic. So when I say like those 3D Sonic games, I mean Sonic Adventure 1, Sonic Adventure 2 Battle, and Sonic Heroes.
Oh, dude,
'Cause
anything
after that,
garbage.
when they came out with Sonic 2006, I just about killed everybody inside a GameStop. I played it, and then Sonic's over here kissing humans, and I was like, "Hey, we're straying into DeviantArt territory, all right, Sonic? We need to like pump the brakes."
This is
man."
when they try making furries. Cool.
Yeah, well, you know what was a weird Sonic game? Shadow the Hedgehog. Remember they had Shadow? And dude pulls up, he's packing heat, he's shooting people, he's saying stuff like "damn" and shit, and I'm like, "Oh man, Shadow!" So I went back to play that game.
Yeah, dude. I remember like being so hyped like growing. I was like, "Oh yeah, this is such a cool game." Because like I never owned it, but I like watched my friends play it, and then like I think I finally like saw a video of it again recently, and I was all like, "I was into this."
Garbage, bro. And I just was like, what is this? And there's like all this different branching storylines. There's all these different outcomes you can have. And it was literally just like recycled Sonic Heroes assets, but like they gave Shadow a gun he just was walking around. And he just lets him like, man, fuck aliens. He's just walking around. I was like, man, Dr. Eggman's a punk. Man, like Sonic, I don't even want to talk to you no more, dude. And then like at the end, you either join the aliens and kill Sonic, or you don't join the aliens and you go Super Shadow, or the world blows up. It was like some hot garbage in terms of storytelling. Sonic 06 had a better story than that. But yeah, no, I was gonna go back to what you're saying about Sonic Adventure. The Sonic Adventure 2 Battle, one thing that made that game gold is the soundtrack.
Yeah, yeah.
Like
Escape from
Crush
the
40,
City.
the band's so good.
Crush 40,
The band's
dude,
just
but,
one
like,
dude, two guys.
That the Escape from the City song.
Around at the
The
speed of
speed.
hell yeah, dude.
Dude, I have that still on repeat to like this day.
I have a whole playlist on Spotify that's just old school like Sonic music.
Dude, that's
Like-
'cause, like they had games like during the GameCube era had like some of the best soundtracks. So like Sonic had that, and then if you guys played like Tony Hawk American like Wasteland,
Oh yeah.
Oh
Like-
yeah.
they had that Sonic producer songs. Oh my god, that song was so good too.
I'm telling you, dude, they had some good stuff. Like for me, but like back to like what I was saying, like those are the games I grew up with. Like I didn't grow up with like any RPG stuff. I didn't want to think about that. That was too much. Like leveling up, what the heck? I played games like Sonic, Sonic Adventure. Because before I owned a GameCube, I had a Dreamcast that worked intermittently. But so I played Sonic Adventure. So I was like Sonic Adventure, Sonic Adventure 2 Battle, Zelda, and I played all the old Zelda games because I had the Master Collection on the GameCube that had Ocarina of Time, Ocarina of Time, Ocarina of
nice.
Time Collection. Majora's Mask is easy my favorite Zelda game I've
so
ever
good.
played. And then the Metroid games, Metroid Prime 1 and 2.
Ooh, man,
Those were the
Okay,
games
okay,
I grew
okay.
up with. Like, when I was a kid, I remember just like I was so terrified of Metroid Prime. It was such a I'd never played a first person game like that. So when the aliens are all up in your face and the music was terrifying in certain spots, like when you're fighting space pirates, oh man. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, Mom, I can't play this game. She's like, why are you telling me? I'm like, ah.
Dude, that's why I like when I was younger, right? I dropped Ocarina of Time because like back on like the N64 days, like how the graphics weren't the greatest, and then like you get to the level and you're like first boss is like a giant spider, and I was like, I'm done. I won't play
With
this
a
game
big
no
old
more.
eye.
I was like, I'm out of ammo. Like I have no way to like fight it. I'm just all like, no, I'm done. I can't play this game. And then like later on, you face like skeletons and whatnot. I'm just all like, nope, I'm really done.
Zelda Ocarina of Time has some spooky stuff. They had
Yeah.
the Forest Temple, which is just full of ghosts, and then you fight Ghost Ganon. And then they have the Shadow Temple, which is literally a torture chamber for the royal family. And then on top of that, I think the scariest one of all is the well in Kakariko Village. When you go down and you fight like a demon called the Hand or something. It's like this like thing with a big mouth and it just chases after you, and these hands come out of the ground to grab you. And I'm like, dude, I'm a child playing this game, and I am wigging out. Like it was horrifying. Yeah, like some of those other games, like they were scary when they didn't they baited you into like a sense of like adventure, Satan.
Pretty much. The art theming they had in these older games, like they could get away with so much things, and you'd be like, oh, I wouldn't really like. We're gonna pass it for kids, but they're really for adults. You know what I mean?
Damn.
It wasn't until later that I got into like RPGs.
Me too. Actually, I didn't get into it until I was probably until I got into high school. I think, or maybe a little bit before high school, maybe like 6th to 8th grade.
No, high school was definitely when I got into it, because the first RPG I ever like played, like in the style of RPGs that I liked, like not Final Fantasy, because I played Final Fantasy 1 and 2 on the Game Boy.
Yeah,
but like
those
I was
aren't even the real Final Fantasy one.
yeah, those were like it was the remake of 1 and 2. It was for
That
like
was
it's called
like
like
the-
Dawn of Soul or something like that. It's called
It's
Dawn
like
of Soul.
Final Fantasy Legends or something like that.
No.
Mhm.
They re-released Final Fantasy 1 and 2 on the Game Boy. It was called Final Fantasy Souls, and it was like the original, just like a
Okay,
port.
yeah, because I remember there was a thing at a time when they released Final Fantasy 1 and 2, but it actually wasn't any of the Final Fantasy
Yeah, it
games.
was like a spin-off game. It was like a freaking Golden Sun game. They're like Final Fantasy Legends, and they had like a really weird combat system. It's very dungeon
Oh,
crawler.
was that like the Final Fantasy Tactics one, or am I tripping
No,
out?
No,
Tactics is
Tactics is
so
not their
good.
game. Tactics was the one that was like similar to like Fire Emblem, where like you had
Mm.
each unit you move around in the squares, and then
Yeah.
like you had the system. The one we're talking about, when Final Fantasy was introduced to the U.S.,
Uh-huh.
like aside from like Final Fantasy like 7, like 8, like 9, like the ones we're used to, because
Gee.
before it used to be only in Japan for the most part.
Yeah.
And then I think they re-released Final Fantasy 1. We got the actual Final Fantasy 1, but then when they released like supposedly what was like 2 and 3 or like whatever, it was like a completely different game.
Had nothing to do
Oh.
with Final Fantasy. Had
Oh shit,
nothing to do
okay.
with Final Fantasy. And they're called Legends, Final Fantasy Legends, and it's just like it's so weird. One of my buddies had them, but during
Okay.
that time in high school, like instead of getting into like more JRPGs, like the first like newer style of RPGs that I play, like those first person ones,
Mhm.
was Fallout 3. And Fallout 3 is still one of my favorite. I play Fallout New Vegas simply because there's a mod for the game that lets you play Fallout 3 called Tale of Two
Oh.
Wastelands. So I could go into like the Capital Wasteland and replay all of Fallout 3, but in Fallout New Vegas. Um, yeah, but it was Fallout 3, and I remember like that was the first one. That was the first game I ever bought like all the DLC for the day the DLC dropped. I was like, Fallout 3 is that stuff. I love it. Then there was so many like choices you can make and like endings you could choose, and like you got the real ending like once like the first DLC came out called Broken Steel, and you could like, because in the original Fallout 3, either you take your own self into like whatever this area is and you die, or you send in your girlfriend to turn it on for you and she dies. Because it's like it overloads with radiation. But people are like, what the heck? We have a companion that's a super mutant. This dude like eats radiation.
Yeah.
Like,
Mhm.
why? What the heck's going on? Well, Bethesda answered that, and the first DLC is called Broken Steel, and it lets you send in your super mutant buddy in there, and he flips the switch. He's just looking at you, and then like right at the moment where you or your partner would have died, he just was like, "Hi," and he like walks back out because he's a super mutant, so he doesn't
Mhm.
die. But then there's like a whole other like long story of like driving out the Enclave, and like all these different quests get added. Then they added um so after that, I think they added the pit where you go like to Pittsburgh and you get captured and sent to like a work camp. Then you get Operation Anchorage where you go back and you like fight in Alaska during the war between the United States and China. Then
Mm.
you get oh my gosh, Point Lookout, I think is what it was, and you go to like Louisiana or something, and like it's like super crazy, creepy, and Lovecraftian over there. And then they release, well, I think it was one of my favorite ones. They had such cool assets in it. They added Mothership Zeta. You get abducted by aliens. I was like, oh
Mhm.
man. And those like that got me hooked on those type of games. It was after Fallout 3 that I was like, what other games out there are like this? And I found the Stalker games, and I was like, this is so weird. This is like, it's like gives off the post-apocalyptic vibe, but it only takes place in a certain part of Russia. So the whole world's okay outside of this one little spot where the game takes place. You have to choose to go in there, and like it's all crazy. So I bought once I played the first one, I think it was Shadow of Chernobyl. No, it wasn't. Shadow of Chernobyl was the second one. Clear Sky was the first one. I never played Clear Sky like in its entirety. I devoured those because once I got those games, I got that second one. I bought Clear Sky. I flipped both those games, and then the next month, the third game came out, and I just was going nuts. And I'm still playing the third game to this day because someone released a mod called Anomaly for it. And for those of you that don't know, a mod is simply a modification that someone makes that adds or takes stuff away, or alters the game. This mod Anomaly essentially takes all the maps and storylines of every single Stalker game and puts them all into one game. So you could play
Yeah,
literally any Stalker.
that's a crazy mod.
Sheesh,
Yeah,
damn.
And
it's so many like weapons and armor and all these different things. And like you literally, there's endless amount of possibility for that. Like, oh, it's so much fun. So
now
much
he's the Dragonborn.
And yeah, now Skyrim was the next one that I got busted on. Because remember I played Oblivion. I know how to do that, but once I went back to Elder Scrolls after playing like Fallout and stuff like that, I actually played Fallout 4 before I played Skyrim. I went back to Skyrim, and man, Emil knows. I think I have like 800 hours. Like I started playing Skyrim like really hardcore at the beginning of lockdown, like last year, like March of 2020,
Mhm.
and I like did not stop playing. There's just so many mods out there. Aside from the mods, like the base game is humongous with tons of things to do. But then the mods, like they had like, there's mods that are fully voice acted and they do casting calls. There's mods that add like, 900 new weapons that are custom meshed and custom textured, 900 new sets of armor. And oh my God. And the world and the music is just so pretty. I helped Emil get some mods for his game, a lot of slooty mods, as MXR would say, Shout out to MXR. You made me the man I am today in terms of Skyrim. And while you didn't make me that man, it's a very degenerate man.
Shout out to our Panda Queen.
Yeah, for voicing
for making Recorder. This is the only reason why I got into Skyrim. I was like, I must do it for the Panda Queen. And then the mod wasn't working. And I was like, Ryan, why is my mod not working?
The wrong edition of Skyrim.
Do you know about this story, Chavez?
No, I actually do not. I'm missing. I'm not known to this one. What is this?
So I started Skyrim a couple months ago. I played here and there, but not all the time. This is one thing I wanted to get into for like all these years since like high school, college, because a lot of my friends play it. So Ryan finally got me into it. So Alec gave me like a cracked copy of Skyrim, a regular Skyrim, right? Not like the special edition or anything.
Yeah.
I tried booting up this game. And it's literally like in the first level, the game's already like glitching out where like monsters couldn't hit me because the game was like glitching people forward. So they like they were nowhere near a hitbox, but I could hit them back.
Oh,
and,
really?
then like it was so bad. And then I tried to install some of the mods Ryan gave me.
Mm-hmm.
But the game would like instantly crash.
Shit, sad.
And then Ryan was all like, "It's because he gave you the wrong version, bro." So I got it for free. I ended up buying the special edition because it was on sale. And I was like, forget it. I want my mods to work. So here I am.
Mind you, the mod that he, again, really wanted was Recorder. And I played with Recorder. I didn't even know. Before I knew who Fantastic P was, I had Recorder as a follower. And then now that, Emil has introduced me to her, I was like, oh, man, it's kind of cool. I have Recorder and she's like, this really cool streamer. And then out of nowhere, man, Recorder starts stealing my stuff, bro. Items start going missing that I've given her. And I'm telling Emil, and I was like, hey, man, is your Recorder, like, just taking shit from you, dude?
Like no.
And so, like, I had some, like, extra rare Daedric mace. And I was like, you could use this. Turn around, she's using, like a steel sword. And I check her inventory. It's gone. I summon her little robot companion that is literally has infinite carry weight, and it's gone. Oh. So I said, where the hell did it go?
Stole it.
You stole it, dude.
Damn. You need to tell Recorder, you're like, yo, I'm gonna need you to run your pockets really quick.
Run them pockets so bad. What size you wearing, little homie? What size you wearing, little homie? But yeah, so those are the games that I like in my most recent, my most recent years of existence on this earth. It's really like RPG games because I can sink so many hours into those, and like those are just the ones that I've really like are the bedrock of the games that I play. I did get into Minecraft recently. That's a whole other bag of worms.
Dude, I still want to get into it. We gotta try it.
Dude, I have it, but I'm only playing because I know there's a ton of stuff in base Minecraft. I've just never been interested in it. Mm-hmm. I watched a channel called Forge Labs. I think it's on YouTube. Okay, this dude's crazy, man. He loads up like he does like a playthrough of like Minecraft with like a mod on it. 27 million views on the video. I'm like, what the heck?
But I was getting into it because I was watching Jacksepticeye's like first playthrough of like Minecraft because he hopped on it late. Like he didn't want to play, like he didn't play it right away, but he did like a story thing, and then I ended up watching like Pewds' like video too, and then like all the Twitch streamers I watch are like playing it now, and it's all like, damn, this looks so fun, dude.
Listen, if we're gonna play, we got to play RL Craft. It's like a mod pack that makes shit like stuff super realistic. It's super hard, but it's so much fun and rewarding. Which leads me into the game that I just sunk my teeth into now, which is Escape from Tarkov. For those that don't know what that is, it's like a hyper realistic tactical FPS that makes you cry.
Also in Russia.
Yeah, that's also set somewhere in Russia. So all the cool stuff happens there. All the cool stuff happens in Russia. But yeah, so those are the games that I play. I'll play FPSs with my friends. Like Emil was saying, like I'll play Apex or Warzone when I have enough memory on my computer to play Warzone. But like majority for me, it's just like RPGs and like some of those old school platformer / action games like the Sonic games.
Nice. Huh. Well, since we're on the topic of FPS, it sounds like so like for you guys, your gaming style kind of changed going into high school. I think for me though, like I kind of took a step back and became more of a like a normie slash like fucking just like a base game player. Because like for high school, it was like I didn't play Skyrim. I think at that point like I was still playing Pokemon, but like outside of like maybe Shin Megami Tensei, like I wasn't really playing any
Ooh.
other different games. Like
Talk about
at
Shin
that point,
Megami Tensei.
hell yeah, I did. Shin Megami was fucking. It was so much fun, but it was like
Devil Survivor.
yeah, Devil Survivor, yes sir. Those were fun as fuck on the DS. But it was like for me, it was like enter high school. I was still playing Pokemon, still playing that. I had played like Final Fantasy 7, like kind of as younger. Final Fantasy 10. Like I skipped two in Final Fantasy. Like I didn't play like in succession. Like it was like 7. A couple
I
years
mean, you
later,
don't have
10.
to. It's not like they're all related anyways. They're all their
Yeah.
own independent game.
Yeah, like they all have like their independent like universes and such. Like I had those. But then it was like for me, I would start. That was my introduction essentially to like FPS because like I had an OG Xbox. That was also kind of when I transitioned from being like I only had PS2 or PS1, PS2. Got an Xbox,
You
got an
betrayed
Xbox
the
360.
PlayStation clan.
Yeah, that's basically when I left the Sony PlayStation clan and went to Xbox and basically never turned back. But that was like that's when I started playing like Halo, Call of Duty, Battlefront,
Oh, yeah.
Battlefield. That was my shit. That was basically all I played. That and like sports games like Madden, NBA 2K, FIFA. Like that was my shit. And that was basically my entire kind of gaming
I was
for a
telling
while.
Chavez the other day. I was all like, I think high school and college for me and Chavez were like the most normie we were ever at, because
Yeah.
like we would sit at like at lunch in high school and be like, because we had a bunch of our friends were like, oh, you guys hopping on was it Black Ops 2 at the time? Yeah, it was Black Ops 2 when we were in high
Yeah.
school. Yeah, we're like, oh, you guys hopping on after school? We're gonna play some COD and then play some Halo. Oh my god! And then we were even like, oh, it was so bad. I remember all these games were coming out, and literally, I would be like, NBA 2K. We would just play FIFA like all day. We'd play like just FPSs. I was like, oh god, you were normies during those like couple years.
Yeah, those years were just it was weird. Yeah, well, I don't know. Maybe it's because like since we all because we're all friends and shit. Like we'd want to play. Like it's kind of hard to really play Pokemon next to each other and be like, oh, where you at? All we could do really is just trade or battle. But then it was like for COD and for Battlefront and like all the FPSs. That was when we were like, all right, cool. We can hop on voice chat, talk shit to each other and to the other people. And then there was like FIFA again. It's the same concept. We're just playing the soccer / football teams, but
People don't know what it was like in the Modern Warfare 2 lobbies, bro.
yeah, that was the Wild West back when all the you would say the craziest shit.
Dude, people think they know what cyberbullying is now. People online, they'll be like, "Yeah, man, so and so called me out on
Xbox
Twitter."
Live back then. Woo.
Not even cool.
Dude, sometimes I'd look up on YouTube. I'd be like, just for like fucking curiosity, and just the fucking flashback. I'll like look up old because there's still snippets and shit of like the old Modern Warfare 2 clips. Yeah, of them raging and just the ludicrous shit people would just say to each other, and I'm like, damn, fuck, I guess like, my mom. It was from everyone's comments and all the shit that I'd hear back then. I'm like, damn, my mom's like a doorbell or like a doorknob. She's just, yeah, what the fuck?
What the hell? Dude, like, those are so, and like, then they released Modern Warfare recently, and everyone's like, oh, we back in it. And PSN's like, we gotta like monitor it.
Yeah. They're like,
we gotta monitor what people are saying.
Let's monitor this chat real quick.
Because they're having flashbacks of those people back in the day dropping people's IP address. They're like, what'd you say to me, bitch? You know what? You hear in the background typing, I know where you live over there in St. Louis, IP address 180.
Dude, man, those are crazy days.
Come here, and I'll shoot you IRL. Just like, oh my god. I'm like, guys, shit. When we start the next map, don't vote for Rust. Don't vote for Rust. Not good at Rust.
Only vote for Nuketown.
Well, actually, no, I'd be the chaotic one, and I would vote for Russ just to be
I
like,
would
yo,
vote for Russ
I'm
too,
gonna pull
actually.
up, I'm strapped. It was like Shadow for real back then too, where it's like, I know your IP address, I bet, and just like Shadow, he was strapped in the game. I'm strapped IRL. Come up, and all full of bullshit and shit.
Like, come
But
through.
it was
I know
just so
what you
much
are in real
fun.
life.
Some wild time.
I ain't
man.
scared of your 12-year-old ass.
I know, right? Like, boy, come here. I remember some kid was just like,
I
I'm gonna tell my
know
mom. I'm gonna tell my mom. And he was like, I'll break a brick on your mom's head. Get over here.
it was always so funny when you're like with your headset on and you just hear like someone's mom walks in and you be like, why are you still playing this game? I called you down for dinner.
He's like, come on, mom. I'm trying to join phase. What the fuck, Cheryl?
It's like, I'm
Calls
playing
mom
with
by her
my
first name.
friends.
I'd have been killed. I'd have
I
been
can't
killed.
pause online
Same
games.
shit.
Oh, I love that. Trying to explain to your parents, like, listen, this is
It's
not
like pause your game aside for dinner. I can't. It's an online game. It don't work that way.
And this isn't a
Turn off the
DVR.
Xbox. See, she just turned off the Xbox. I was like,
Mom,
my
I didn't save.
team needed me, mom. Glad you're over there. 0-10.
They
Team
needed
actually won because
we
I let
would've
that
won if I was there.
go to one. I said, nah, man, we won because we weren't there. That actually happened. I was playing a game of League of Legends with my buddy. This is back when 3v3s were around. I was on the Twisted Tree line.
Oh
Whoa,
man.
twisted tree line.
My buddy and his brother. And I was playing as Jax. My buddy was playing as Fizz. And his brother was playing as Olaf. And Olaf just kept feeding, bro. And he DC'd. And then we won. Like, once he DC'd, no lives were given. We just massacred the team. And he logged back in. He's like, oh, guys, what's up? You good? What the fuck? He looks at like the score, and the moment he disconnected, we got like 20 kills up on him.
You got like the victory screen.
He's like, oh man.
He's like, my work here is done. Damn, you guys are like broccoli done, taking off the weights. You're like, all right, now it's time.
Oh, I have such a love-hate relationship with League, man.
Same.
League's not good because League be giving me aneurysms, dude.
It has that soft spot in my heart, you know what I mean? But like
League?
God, yeah, League. Like I love it, but I hate it at the same time.
Same, man.
Over to Vesemir, like, yeah, dude, I'm just doing some ranked matches, and I started sweating. They said that, like, I was like, I see ranked matches.
I was like, I brought Ryan into a rank match like a couple months ago, and then we were in the bot lane, and I could tell Ryan was nervous because he was missing every skill shot. I was like,
I'm like, honestly, guys, I usually don't play like this for real.
we had I was playing Ashe, I think, and he was playing Leona, so like a classic, like, you know, bot lane combo.
Should have stomped.
We should have stomped because the other team, they were bad. Their bot lane was bad. Ryan went like 0-6, and I was like, help me, Lord.
I was like, hey, yo, man, I actually, you know, my internet's dying right now. I'll come back to you tomorrow. Yeah.
Ryan pulls out the Ethernet cable or it just connects his. He's like, hey, you know what?
Oh man, my internet died. Alt F4 on the game. I did that.
I was top line.
Some guy started like pinging me question marks. I turned off the chat and I was like, I can't handle this. I just Alt F4 out leak.
Shit, was that the one where I was playing Malphite top lane too?
Yeah, I think it was something like that. I don't know. I feel like League works for me because I'm pretty tilt proof in games, so that's why I think I can play League. Because no matter what, like people talk shit in chat, I'm just like, I don't care. Talk all the shit you want. It don't affect me. It's just a game. So like, yeah, I would remember like in college, like me and Chavez used to duo up all the time in rank.
Yeah,
this man was my Nazi's carry. This man would go off.
Yeah, top lane, give me Nazus, give me Malphite. Shit, it's a wrap. I'm vibing. Let me just stack Q real quick, Susan. Let's go.
These guys are over here just like, yeah, man. You know, like you guys all got back into it. They're like, oh yeah, we're going back in League, baby. We're gonna play some League of Legends. How about you, Ryan? I was like, nah.
I'll play ARAM with you all.
I'll play some ARAM, yeah.
And TFT.
No, nothing. I could do ARAM all day.
Dude, I was so hyped for this season, and I haven't I played like one ranked game, and I was like, I'm good. I'm a good League for another couple of months.
If I'm gonna be stressed, I'm gonna be stressed playing Tarkov. I'm not gonna be stressed having some kids sit there and be like, "Wow, dude, for real? Like, what the heck? Why'd you bring those runes, dude? Like, what the fuck?" Hey, man, over here at 180.
Ryan's like, I don't need that type of stress in my life. God damn it. True.
No, but like for me, right? I feel like I'm like a phase. I go through phases when it comes to games. I feel because like yeah, like I say like in the intro, I was like yeah, I'm like the resident JRPG fan. I was like that's probably true from like what I can say like is the games I played the most.
Hmm.
But like I feel like I was always in like different phases because like we were saying in high school and college, we were like normies, like sports games, FPSs. A little bit before that, it's kind of when I was like into like the Final Fantasy stuff and like Persona, like
Hmm.
Tales, like Dragon Quest, like you name it, dude. But even like growing up though, I feel like we was like, oh yeah, all these Nintendo games like Mario Party, Pokemon Stadium. What else did we play? Like Nightfire for 007. Dude, you guys ever play
Oh,
those
hell
007
yeah.
games? Those were great. Like those all those old school like 007 games, those are some fun FPS games. Um and then yeah, like even before that, I think it was like literally like you play anything. It was kind of like it's just whatever you had, right? It wasn't like
Hmm.
you were like limited to yeah, so pretty much like I owned the N64, so I had like all the N64 games. So like Super Mario, yeah, Super Mario 64, and then yeah, like Crash Bandicoot,
Off Crash.
Mario Kart, Mario Tennis.
Hell yeah, let's go.
Did you guys ever play the Game Boy Mario Tennis games?
No, I
I did
didn't.
not
I had
actually.
played it.
Those were some of my favorite because you get a custom character, right? And then
Hmm.
it's like a tennis game, Mario Tennis, like that we all love. But they threw in like RPG elements, so you like improve your you improve like your tennis racket. You get better shoes to like make yourself faster. You can like level up just different skills, so like your forward smash would be better, or your like back smash, or your backhand, or your lobs, or your drop shot. It was pretty
Damn.
weird. Like they actually threw in a story, and then it was like if y'all watched like Prince of Tennis, right?
Hmm.
Uh,
It was literally like, oh yeah, you entered high school or whatever, and then like you work your way up from like junior varsity and become the top of junior varsity into the varsity team to becoming like the captain. And then you're like the representative who gets invited to like the Mushroom Kingdom to play Mario because he's like a tennis legend or whatever. There was like a whole story to
Oh,
it,
fuck.
actually.
Man, that's like Mario Strikers, bro. And say this is my field.
Ooh, Mario Strikers was a lot of fun.
Mario Strikers was fun.
Now, like, and I tried to find that now, like to buy it, and that shit was like $120. I was like, how
Mario
did that?
Baseball too,
Damn.
man. Dude, I don't know what it was, but Mario just did sports games so fun.
Better than EA, I'd say.
Just some of the games too.
Yeah, I definitely had much. Well, Mario Strikers got me to FIFA, but then it was like the Mario basketball ones were really good. I really enjoyed the NBA
Yeah,
Jam ones too.
NBA
But
Jam,
but
old
those were
school.
but those are
Remy,
just
old
Damn,
school.
old money. Come on, no, that's Space Jam. My bad.
I mean, we gotta bring it back even older, man. When we used to go to like the Chuck E. Cheeses and like the Dave and Buster's. We talk
Dave.
about them old school arcade games that they had in there.
We
hell
played.
yeah.
Remember we all went to GameWorks.
Oh, true.
Dude, so
Bed.
what did we play? So they had like the Simpsons games back then. That one was
The
fun.
old Simpsons beat 'em up ones. Those were
Beat 'em up,
so
man.
much
Super fun.
fun, dude.
The Ninja Turtle beat 'em up games were like super fun.
The Star Wars
Yeah,
games in there
Star Wars
too.
games.
Shit.
I like the Lego Star Wars games. Those were kind of fun. Just kind
Those
of like
were
Those
fun.
chill,
Dude,
actually are. Those
anything
are
with
really
Lego,
good.
Legos
just
are
like
really good.
mess
Yeah.
around with your friends. Like that was a oh man, I love those Lego Star Wars.
Man, there's so many like games back then. Like, did y'all guys ever play like Perfect Dark?
No, but that was like
No.
a GoldenEye clone, right? Wasn't it? They're like, oh, GoldenEye's got something going. Let's make
Yeah, that's kind of like a more adult version of it.
yeah, man. They have boobies, they have butt. I was like, dang, girl. I remember that was the first game that came on the Xbox 360, Perfect Dark Zero or whatever it's called. They re-released it.
Oh yeah, that's right. They did remake it, right?
That was like one
Oh
of the first
shit.
Xbox 360 games. I only know that because my buddy got an Xbox 360.
Mhm.
I don't even think I think I got a dude. When everyone got those next gen systems like PS3 and Xbox 360, I had just got a PS2 and I was digging my way through Kingdom Hearts.
Oh, Kingdom Hearts, yes.
Shout
Dude, the
out
first one
Kingdom
was
Hearts
scary as
3.
fuck to play though. Ah, yeah, we don't talk about 3.
We
Well,
don't talk about three. Three don't exist to me.
Man, we just go Kingdom Hearts Bird by Sleep. I think
So
Kingdom
it's the guy
Hearts.
who platinum Kingdom Hearts 3.
why?
I don't know why, what possessed me to do it, but I did it.
You know what? We're gonna do it. We're gonna do it right now. We're gonna take a final mix deep dive into Kingdom Hearts. You know, like
Dude.
I love those games. Kingdom Hearts 1 was one of the best games I've ever played. And people are gonna say, "Oh man, the controls were clunky." I don't give a shit.
Dude, it was so good
It
story
was.
wise.
I saw watching Goofy just bash some dude's head in with the shield, and I was like, I've had dreams like this before. This is what's up. And then, you know, it's like the storytelling was just so out there, and I'm like, who the heck is Sora? He's not a Disney character. What the heck is Cloud?
Who is this kid?
Dude, I almost dropped it. Did you guys know that?
Really?
Did you almost drop
What?
I almost dropped Kingdom
Doing the
Hearts
Platinum
1.
3.
I know. Look where we are now. No, it's like when Kingdom Hearts 1 came out, we're probably what, 10, 11?
4.
No, we weren't that young. It was like when we were younger though, and like I remember like Alice in Wonderland, and then like some of those worlds were like really dark, and like that shit scared me as a kid, and I almost dropped it actually. And then Alec, he actually got me back into it. He's like, all right, I'll show you how like the first level was, because you know how like Alice in Wonderland was like mad confusing of like the level of like orientation of how to
like
fight everything.
100%, yeah.
So yeah, I'm glad I like went back to it, and like it's crazy because after that I like 100%ed like almost every Kingdom Hearts game I owned.
They're good, dude. Like for me, Kingdom Hearts 1 was great, but Kingdom Hearts 2 just took it to the next level. Like the combat,
100%.
just like the soundtrack, the story, things were popping off, and there's like people who are introduced. You're like, who are these guys? Like, Orientation 13. This is like these guys look like a busted up gang from Chicago. You got the aces rolling through here. Walking around, Zemnis is being edgy. I'm having flashbacks to Shadow the Hedgehog. And then like what was so cool about that is that I didn't know until later that Japan had their own version of the games.
Yeah.
The story was actually told. Like they told and who these people are. You know, and I was just talking about this with Emil the other day. I was like, I watched some dude, and this was like in the infancy of YouTube. You know, like some guy, he's like, oh yeah, I got like a Japanese PS2 and I got Kingdom Hearts 1 Final Mix plus Deep Dive, you know, Destructo Disc, whatever it's called.
Destructo Disc.
And like there's like a bunch of new weapons. You can get Sora can get like a little crown on his head. And then in Hollow Bastion, you go back and you fight Zemnis from Kingdom Hearts 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then,
I went back to the first version. I was like, I bet you I can unlock it. And of course I couldn't.
I can't remember if it was Birth by Sleep or Final Mix 2, where you end up actually facing Vanitas, I think, or was it Terra? I forget which one of them, but you end up actually facing one of them as yeah. At the end, there's like a secret boss, and you can fight him.
Yeah, and people are like, "What is this? Why?" Because I remember like when that came out, people were like, "What is this? Why are there all these keyblades everywhere?" We thought that like only Sora and Riku could use keyblades, and then Kairi just kind of was like, "Ah!" Should have the flower one at the end too. But like people were wigging out because there's like extra story, and then like it's like, oh yes, you know, after Kingdom Hearts 2, we were radio silent for what, like 4 years? We didn't hear anything Kingdom Hearts, and then they dropped the trailer for Kingdom Hearts 3. For Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep.
Yeah.
There's a Keyblade War? Like, what? Like, when they started, that's when I got, like, super invested. You know, I really got, like, I was, like, you know, I played Chain of Memories for the Game Boy. I was like, oh, this is just, like, a one-off. No, it wasn't. Like, that, like, actually had a huge impact on the story of the game, and I'm happy I played it. But, like, when you go into, it's Kingdom Hearts 2... Yeah. Anytime, just for whoever's listening now, whenever we're mentioning Kingdom Hearts 2, we're talking about the good version, the finished version. You know, you go to Hollow Bastion, and you could like jump inside of like that one area, and it's all the memories of Organization 13 members that you killed in Chain of Memories. The pieces are coming together. You start putting the story together. Then it's just, and then like, you know, you do Birth by Sleep, and then you find out in Kingdom Hearts 2 there's like a set of armor you can find with a keyblade sticking out of it. Like, whose armor is this? What the heck? You know, like all these things are coming together at the end. You're freaking out. You're like, oh my god, what's gonna happen? And what happens is Kingdom Hearts 3.
And you know what's crazy? Even if you played every single game, you still don't know what the fuck is going on in Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah, because they're just, oh man, go ahead, Chavez. I could talk for eons, bro.
No, I was gonna say, like, yeah, it's like you start to think, like, you get like a false sense of hope, right? You're like, all right, the pieces are coming together, like what Ryan's saying. You know, things are starting to kind of clarify. And then out of nowhere, you're just like, actually, I don't know what the fuck's going on. I'm just here for the ride. Or like the dog and hill memes and a bunch of flames. We're like, this is fine. You know, trying to comprehend what's going on, but NA education.
Like, all the secret bosses up to that point in Kingdom Hearts were yoked. Kingdom Hearts 1, there was no lore, so it didn't matter who the secret boss was.
Mm-hmm.
So you fought Kurt, Zisa, and Phantom.
We don't speak of the Phantom, Ryan. We don't speak of the Phantom.
Try, dude. I killed him first try. I used the spell.
First try, you're a fucking god, dude. I got my ass clapped numerous times before I figured it out.
I knew it has a countdown. I looked at Big Ben. I said, time. I got the time stop thing. I said, chaos control right on.
It was crazy because like I knew how the fight went down because like I've seen how it works because I was watching our boy Ian do it. Mm-hmm. I still got rocked facing the Phantom. I was like, I don't understand.
But like those are so cool because it's like, oh, it's hidden, it's cool, and
then the Sephiroth fight, dude. Oh,
bro, what was that in Kingdom Hearts 3, bro? What was the Sephiroth fight?
Did you guys beat Sephiroth in Kingdom Hearts 1?
Barely. I came back years
barely.
To beat him.
Like Sephiroth in Kingdom Hearts 2, I would like replay that fight whenever I wanted something to do like as a lulz, like for fun, like because it wasn't hard. It was just fun.
No, it was hard.
It wasn't hard. It was just kind of a long fight.
Kingdom Hearts 1 Sephiroth though. Oh my god.
His health didn't start going down. His health just didn't go down. You would hit him, just stay, and like it was like a mental game. He had like 16 bars of health
that were invisible.
Yeah, until you got to a certain point, and then it started doing damage. At that point, you're out of potions, dude.
You've been fighting him for like 30 minutes.
Down. Donald's there, dead. Eric's there, dead. Cloud's there, dead, and you're just there by yourself with Winnie the Pooh's Keyblade.
That shit was just a time challenge. I was just like, hey, how long can you last? And then once you hit that point, then it was like, all right, fine, we'll let you start actually damaging them. That's how it felt like to me. I was just sitting there like, what the fuck? This is the longest fight of my life.
Here's the thing. You do that fight in Kingdom Hearts 1 American release, and when you get nothing, man. Good job, bro. You did it.
You get nothing from it.
In the Japanese version, you get a Keyblade called the One-Winged Angel.
I thought you could... Oh, no, that's Kingdom Hearts 2. Never mind.
Yeah, I was going to say, no. They did a 30 for Kingdom Hearts 1.
I did all that for him to be like, you're just as good as Cloud.
Thanks, Dad.
All right. Like, that was one thing I loved about the Kingdom Hearts lore is that, like, there were these secret bosses you could find in the extended editions, you know? And then they released the extended edition of 1, and the real secret bosses there in Xemnas. And like Emil was saying, in the Japanese version of Kingdom Hearts 2, you have all the guys that you killed in Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories there as, like, digital backups and, like, an SSD or something. Like Vision from WandaVision. Then you have Terra at the end, but you don't know who he is. It's just like it's just a Keyblade. It's just like I remember that cutscene. It's so sick. Like Sora walks through the portal, and like the portal like question marks across it, and you walk in. He's sitting there like he's kneeling, and he has like his sword in the ground, and then he stands up, and then the fight starts. He's transforming his Keyblade and stuff. I was like, what the hell? You could transform Keyblade?
And y'all thought Sephiroth was hard.
Yeah, true.
Terra made Sephiroth fighting Kingdom Hearts 1 look like nothing.
Man, that's such
also had 30 like infinite like invisible life bars. I'm just not like, why am I doing it to myself?
And then freaking Birth by Sleep, you have young Xehanort with the two little, like, time things, and then you have like the black and white Vanitas and stuff like that. Like,
dude, that game was like a marathon though. You had to play that game 3 times in a row just to get the full story.
Yeah. That was kind of like that I did not go to the same I wish that they would have had like separate planets that each of them went to.
Yeah, it wasn't like the same worlds that you went to. Yeah,
and it's funny because I was watching Arrow at the time. I was playing Birth by Sleep, and I was like, why the hell does Aqua sound so familiar, dude? And she's like Arrow's sister in the Arrowverse, whatever her name is, that actress. And I was like, oh god, I know that the worlds have crossed. What's
Aqua best girl in Kingdom Hearts?
No, man.
All you Kyrie fans can fight me.
Agreed. I like Kyrie, but Aqua's
best girl.
She's best girl.
About Tifa, Kingdom Hearts 2's best girl, bro.
Oh, you know what? Yeah, I'm capping. 100%. Yeah, that Final Fantasy 7. When I saw her, I was like, wait, pump the brakes. I have I have awakened.
Ringen has turned on. But yeah, like all those Kingdom Hearts games were just so good, and they just dropped the ball on 3. What was their secret boss? Some like, what's his name? Dark Inferno?
I can't even tell you, Chief. I played it, I finished it, and then I haven't played it since. I kind of want to run it back just to see if it really is just as like kind of
Was there a secret
scuffed as
boss?
I remember it.
I
But
remember there being a secret boss.
see,
Yeah,
see,
it's like
you know, there's problems in Emil who platinumed the game can't even remember if
I,
there's a
I,
final boss.
I remember there was like an optional boss you can face, and that shit was easy.
it was like the guy with the fire for feet, right? And he had like 2
I
swords.
don't remember, but everyone was like, "Oh yeah, this is a secret fight," and I did the fight. And I'm so like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah, they just like what the heck was that? Like I wanted, and then they end it with like, yes, but the chess game is not done. When are you gonna release the next Kingdom Hearts? When I'm 36?
Another 10 plus years.
I
Watch.
heard
It's like no.
if you, I didn't get the DLC. I don't know if you guys did.
Time attack mode. It's just like you could experience the fight from Axel's point of view when they're going through the maze.
But I heard it might be like combining with like the world ends with you, like world, like universe. Like supposedly, like the games are like related or something like that.
Yeah, they what's it called? Kingdom Hearts Dream Drop Distance.
Yeah, it had them in there, right?
Yeah, I had him in there. Yeah.
I mean, they're all. I mean, like I could see that being linked. I'm just waiting.
I just need my dude to be like, so Zeta slow.
I just need my guy Square Enix to make a good Kingdom Hearts game again. That's all
Oh
I
man,
need.
Bro.
ever since Enix joined Square, it's been all downhill from them.
Dude, wait, and then like they teased that other game with like fake knocked from Final Fantasy 15. Remember, there was like when you're in Toy Story, he was the secret boss,
Maxim Rex, yeah.
bro, whatever his name is.
Yeah.
Yeah, like show up and it's just like, oh, what's up, dude? Is it Kingdom Hearts 15? No, it's just some random dude who looks like he buys all his clothes from Hot Topic. He's just like, you have no clue.
Dude, I got debated so hard when the like spoilers for y'all who haven't played Kingdom Hearts 3, but like when you boot up into Toy Story, they fucking play that like ad, and I was all like, am I playing the same game still? Like, did I just buy some sort of Final Fantasy game that I wasn't supposed to know about? Like, was there like a random copy in my like Kingdom Hearts 3 or something?
I have like a demo disc I have to send back to Square Enix.
Yeah, I was like, what's going on? I was like, what? I was like, is this Final Fantasy 16? Is this what Final Fantasy 16 is supposed to be?
Looks absolutely sexy.
Oh yeah, can't wait for that.
When it gets closer, but that's not coming out like at least within the next 2 years. But still,
Yes, that's a waiting game.
But yeah, like man, they dropped the ball with it, but like everything up to that was just so good. Like my favorite Kingdom Hearts game, easy Kingdom Hearts for the phone. I'm just kidding. Absolute trash.
Nah, Kingdom Hearts 2 is probably gonna go down as my all-time favorite.
Yeah,
Same.
such a good game.
They set the bar too high.
They really did.
Yeah, 2 was just so much fun. I remember rebuying a PS2. I think I don't remember if it was during college or if it was like during like senior year of high school. Because I think at that point I had already since I had gone to Xbox, I had already sold off my PS2 and all the games and shit to GameStop. I think I remember buying it again, just the PS2 and just Kingdom Hearts 2, and then just playing it one summer, just over and over and over again, memorizing where all the chests were and like just doing everything, just because it was so much fun. Yeah, I think for me, I agree with Emil. 2 would go down as my favorite. Probably Birth by Sleep, and then Dream Drop Distance was also really good, and I really loved 358 by 2. That was such a good. That was such a good one with my girl Zion, or I'm pretty sure that's how you. I remember how it's spelled. I remember it was Xion because I was like, this is an interesting name.
Xion, I think, or
like Xion or Zion.
Xenon, no.
Neon Warriors. I don't even know.
But whatever. And then dang, it's a whole different game. What's it called?
Game was so hard.
What I liked about Kingdom Hearts 2 though was the intro.
Yeah,
like the prologue chapter.
Mm-hmm.
I cried at the end of the prologue chapter. When you play as Roxas.
Oh yeah, it was so good. Roxas was goated.
And I just was like, dang. He's like, oh, so I guess it's your time to wake up. And I was like, yes, it is.
Dude, just the music.
Mom said it was my turn. Damn it.
WeebUwU, if that's how you pronounce their name, did the music. They did the music for Final Fantasy as well.
Nobuo.
Yeah. Oh my god. I actually met them live. I went to a video game concert with my dad called Play a Video Game Symphony. Like, man, I'd say like around 8 or 9 years ago. And he walked in front of us, and then I was like, "I love your shit, dude." I didn't say shit. And he just looked at me.
We met Nobuo at ASIN.
Yeah, we went to. Did
We
it
went
was
to,
it was
Distant Worlds.
one of the they had like a performance, right? If I remember correctly.
They did the whole Distant Worlds.
Oh, Distant Worlds is such a.
They did the whole like Final Fantasy concert thing, and Nobuo and is it Arnie? I think he's the other composer. I forgot his name, but yeah, they did the whole thing at ASIN, and then we went since we were press. We got to go see Nobuo's press conference.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I need to have been there with you guys for Asen, but oh my god, yeah, like that, like oh man, Kingdom Hearts, like it is truly that stuff.
Dude, man, like just like the intro songs, like just everything that they make,
Like yeah,
like simple and clean.
Yeah,
Simple and
Hikari. I love it. That shit's always in my fucking rotation, regardless. It doesn't matter what playlist. I'm always playing in some Kingdom Hearts
Like
music.
when I was at EDC 2019 when Skrillex made his return, like the last song he played was "Face My Fears," and I was weeping the shit out of that at the end. I was like, "Oh my god, he played Kingdom Hearts! He's playing "Face My Fears."
such
See
a
one
good-
of the actual like composers of the songs just to play it live at a freaking festival. I was all like, me and my friend, he's like one of my older bros. We're like weeping out. We're like, oh my god, ah! We're like a bunch of little just screaming. Weeps,
Ah,
we're
that's a
weeps,
vibe
dude.
and a half there. Sheesh.
It has that impact. Like I don't like. There's not a ton of series. I feel like that are like that. I mean, like. Don't be wrong. There are others like those long-winded series, like it's like Zelda, and it's like kind of shared, weird, non-shared universe, and all that jazz.
Yeah, it's kind of like your big name series, like like your Mario's, like they have their own adventures. Yeah, I like everything, but it was like such a unique mix because like then you have like your Final Fantasy people, and then you brought in the people who are like, oh, it's Disney. Yeah,
Yeah, that's what wigged me out. I just was like, what is this? But I remember seeing the commercials all the time when I was in 4th grade. Like when you walk away, and then like it's like join, stop the forces of darkness. Kingdom Hearts only on PlayStation 2. And I just was like, Mom, I want a PS2. Never got it. Had my GameCube though. But like, I mean, which was great because I got to experience Kingdom Hearts 2 later in life, like once the PS3 and Xbox 360
man, I still own my original copies of Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2.
Such good stuff. I mean, me too. I have
Damn.
like storage, but those are some good games, man. Like, oh, let me ask you guys this, because we're talking about Square and Square Enix, and that leads me down to Final Fantasy again, which leads me to, you guys ever played any MMOs?
I have not. I have not.
I
I know some people who do, but I actually have not.
played a little bit of it.
Of which MMO?
My 14.
Oh, gotcha.
Final Fantasy 14.
14 was my stuff for a hot second, and
With
then
my pink-haired elf.
they had
girl.
elves. They do have elves in those game. I forgot.
Yes.
I got into it recent. Like the only MMO that I like had multiple max level characters and religiously logged into the events and like the expansions was Maple Story 1.
Maple Story.
Ooh, going old school.
I was freaking out when they added I think I joined the game right before they added the Cygnus Knights expansion. And then I played a ton of that because my buddy was like, Cygnus Knights are for punks, man. They can't even do the end game stuff, which they can't, which was weird. I don't know if they fixed that now because they were easier to level up. So people were like,
Yeah.
if they level up so much faster, why? It's like it's just kind of not fair. But there was like whole arcs of the final part of the game that you couldn't get to if you're playing a Cygnus Knight. So I was like, oh man, bump that, and I played a thief. I started out as a thief. I forgot what I specialized in. Man, I played that. Then I logged in preparation for this episode. I was like, let me see what that game looks like. Bro, there's like 15, 16, 30 different classes you can choose from. There's like samurai, and there's just so much. And I was like, man, I remember when the biggest thing happening in MapleStory was the Big Bang update that was going to add the resistance and make leveling easier, not as grindy. And I was like, come on, you guys got to be kidding me. I put in a whole summer's worth of time into getting that Zakum helmet. Like, and the thing is, but I will still go back. I did reinstall it so I could play it again. I kind of want to start from the beginning, just make a whole new account.
Fresh account. I might join you on that one.
Dude, that because it's free. They ain't gotta play for anything.
Stream it, bro. Let's stream it.
I am gonna stream it. So for those of you that want to follow my stream, Bianco Lokar, Twitch TV, you can find me there. I'm really bad at FPS games. You see me dropping the ball a lot, playing with Emil and Chavez. It's a lot of fun to watch, guys. No, but yeah,
I approve. Go for it, King.
I saw that clip of us playing Apex with your friend the other day, and I was like, "Come here, boy!" Then you just popped me in the head with the shotgun and killed me, like execution style. It was so crazy. But yeah, like MapleStory was the MMO that I think I've sunk the most time into. I started to watch, like you all know, you know, for those of you that have watched the episodes prior to this or listened, whatever. I'm a huge, you know, English dub person. I love voice actors. My favorite my favorite anime, like I said previous,
Watches TV.
I was gonna say,
Yeah, right. What?
I don't think I booted on my TV. I watch Bonanza on Me TV. No, but like I said, my favorite anime is Konosuba. So I like to follow and see what like the voice actors are doing and stuff like that. So Faye Mata, the voice of Aqua, she plays a ton of World of Warcraft. And so I was actually I was watching her stream when I think Shadowlands dropped. So she's like boots up the expansion. She's playing like right from that expansion on, and she's talking to chat and stuff like that. And like just watching her play, I was like, man, this looks like a lot of fun. And granted, I am not a World of Warcraft person. I've tried several times to get into WoW, and I just can't do it. Like, and I'm not saying it's shit. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm not saying that like it's just not for me. I love Warcraft 3.
Warcraft 3 boys.
Yeah, like I mean, like how I said, I was nervous about like League of Legends. I played original Dota, and that's because it was a mod, and like I thought no one took it seriously. Now it's like a big thing. But
isn't that crazy how it just went from like a custom game in Warcraft 3 into a full-fledged like MOBA game?
Yeah, the first MOBA, literally.
Dude, I even played Dota. I was like, y'all remember like? Did you play Warcraft 3, Chavez?
No. See, for me, I missed the whole wave. Like I never played any MMOs.
Dude, this will show how much of a weeb I am, right? So they had this mod. So like, you know, people were playing Dota, and I was also into like the mazes or whatever. Yeah. So people would make like obstacle courses, and you'd like just kind of run through the mazes and get to the end. But so instead of Dota, I was playing this game called Custom Hero Wars.
Yes.
Which they modded in like anime characters. So I was like, I had like a busted Inuyasha. He was like max level because you could carry him in different games. There, you had like Ichigo, you had like Naruto, like Sasuke, like Goku. They had all these anime characters.
Yeah.
And then it just the Yusuke from like Yu Yu Hakusho. They had everybody, and it was like this Warcraft 3 mod. It was so fun.
I remember those custom like. I played a ton of. Well, you know what? Let's get into that in a second here. I like just to wrap it up. I ended up playing Final Fantasy 14 a ton for a hot second because I was watching Faye Mata's stream, so that's great. But this is one thing I wanted to bring up. I played a ton of Warcraft 3 and StarCraft 1 with the custom game modes. I remember playing that. I remember Warcraft 3. My favorite custom game modes for Warcraft 3 were the zombie survival ones.
Oh, those are fun.
Where it's just like, you know, it was essentially like Among Us because like someone was like, you know, a lich or something or like an undead monster, and like they could turn into it at once, but you have to like do all these objectives and get through the map and stuff like that. And instead of like, you know, modern day soldiers, you're a dwarf with like a blunderbuss or something like that. You have to go and shoot all this stuff. Like they had some really cool custom maps. They had some really like sketchy ones too. I remember for StarCraft they had like it would say in the custom game lobby it'd be like anime hentai. I was like, what is that?
Oh yeah, dude. The stuff like custom games they had in there, I was like, kind of sus.
Well, it's funny because like you'd log in and like, yeah, and of course I'm gonna see what it is.
Yeah.
You know, I'm a red-blooded American man. So I log into it, and it's just a like a whole field full of minerals. It's a whole mineral. The map is covered in minerals. You can't
You
get
just gotta
anywhere else.
mine the entire
And you mine
time.
all the minerals, and there's like this lewd picture under it. I was like, is this how like people in Australia where they can't just like send nudes, like get them across, hide them in custom StarCraft maps? So funny. But yeah, like those custom games were fun. And I love RTSs as well. Like
Dude,
I'm not as huge on them as I used to be. I used to like try and play competitive StarCraft and StarCraft 2.
nah, dude. StarCraft and Warcraft were the only games I was truly afraid to play rank in.
Oh my god, yeah, those
Because
are
like you would literally log into a game. If you're playing StarCraft and you're against a Zerg, you could literally lose that game in 5 minutes. Because they'll
yeah.
just Zergling rush you and it's over.
Sheesh.
Like unless you're like amazing at microing your like single marine that you can produce in the time span they can pump out 4 Zerglings or whatever.
It
You
is
know,
terrifying.
you're gonna lose. But then you see those guys like those pro players who are like, and then you have this guy right here, and he has 1 marine, and he just took down an overlord, and he just killed a hydralisk, and as you can see, he's controlling only the 1 marine, and there I am. I'm just like, now let me just drag my
Click,
I grab
click.
I grab my SCVs. Wait, hold up again. I gotta grab my marines. Like that
Dude, like
was
the macros or the micro skills that people have on their keyboards for like RTS games are insane. Like
Damn.
their mechanics are like next level. Like it's ridiculous. It's kind of like I was like, how are they like doing like 6 things at the same time while I'm over here like like highlighting and like right clicking my thing at once?
over here in the multiplayer game trying to type in the cheat codes. I'm like, power overwhelm me. He's not gonna see this one coming. On my units are gonna be invincible.
Greed is good. Greed is good. I need all my minerals.
Oh my gosh, those are the
Damn.
days, man. And nowadays it's just like, let me just boot up. Man,
Let me
I'm
just
trying
play.
to think of like some Arrow game, and I can't think of any.
What?
Yeah, dude, I used to think like I used to play like all like I used to be like I'm pretty sure all of us here we used to be like hardcore like console gamers.
Yeah.
Like yeah, because like Chavez, like I'm one of those people who had like both consoles actually, so I can't talk shit about owning Xbox because I owned the original Xbox and a PS2. So I also had the 360 and then the PS3, and then I didn't get the Xbox One because Chavez had the Xbox One and we were
Yeah.
roommates. There's like no point, but I had
Yeah,
the
there's
PS4.
no
So
point.
we had both. But man, yeah, I remember just like sitting down there playing like. Do you guys ever play like Jet Set Radio? Like
Hell, radio,
dude,
absolutely.
radio. I had that on the Dreamcast, bro.
I to this day I still look like every time I go to like a disc replay or like in those older like retro game shops, I'm all like, ooh,
Yeah.
if I ever find Jet Set Radio like the regular one, I'm gonna buy a regular Xbox just to play it.
It's on
Hell
Steam.
yeah, dude. The
it?
soundtrack was a banger.
Yeah, it was,
Oh,
dude.
oh yeah.
Oh,
Yo,
so
then fucking
remember back in the
when I heard the
MySpace
understand, I got fucking hyped. That's when I was like, I bet I'd start dancing and shit too. I just let the game play, just let it play in the background. I just vibe
that
to the
was my
music.
MySpace like song. So you log on to my page and you hear "Concept of Love," and I'm like, I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
people hated going into my page because it's so annoying.
That
But that soundtrack in Jet Set Radio Future, oh my god, it was so good.
It was
That was-
so good.
Wait, is it on Steam, Ryan? Don't lie to me.
I have it.
Jet Set Radio or Jet Set Radio Future?
Jet Set Radio, the original Jet Set Radio.
I'm talking about Future, bro.
Oh, no, man,
Future
I
was.
had that on Dreamcast, and I was.
You're the
playing-
original Jet Set Radio. I beat that one.
Mhm.
That's the one that like had all those bangers, dude.
Not Jet Set Radio Future, dude.
Oh my goodness, so good.
Ooh,
So
dude,
good.
that like spiraled me into like my like Tony Hawk's Skate. Playing all those games, dude. Oh, dude, Tony Hawk Pro
There was
Skater.
did you guys ever play? Like there was a Disney skateboarding game.
There was a Disney skateboard.
was.
I used to play the hell. Me and my sister would play that game religiously. I think I stole Blockbuster's copy of that Disney skating game or the skateboarding game because like you could make your own custom characters or like like I want to play as the green alien from Toy Story.
Yeah,
Like,
it
Secret
was,
things in like the maps you could do, like do secret things from the Disney movies. Oh man, that was such a cool game. Disney had some old school absolute slaps of games. Like I remember there was a platforming adventure Toy Story 2 game for the PC that I have yet to beat to this day, mainly because I can't find it. But that's besides. I remember like you would explore like all these different areas of wherever Andy's ass lives, you know, and like, oh man, that Buzz Lightyear game. What was Buzz Lightyear? You played as Buzz Lightyear, but it was Toy Story 2. Man, that was like one of the first video games I played on like a computer. My aunt had it.
British with us.
You know, and so I would play that. I was like, oh my god, look at those. I said it's all about the graphics. Look at them graphics, and there's like polygon Buzz Lightyear.
Dude,
like,
Disney did everything, man. Do y'all remember when Disney had a DDR game?
Did they really?
Oh man,
Yeah, it was like Disney. It was like DDR Disney Magic Mix or something like that.
Disney Revolution, bro.
And then I was just all like, how you gonna do this after DDR4 Max Revolution on the Xbox?
Oh yeah.
Ew.
Like you're gonna go from like the best DDR game to like one of those like I don't know about this.
Mario had a DDR game, DDR Mario mix.
Yeah, that was around. That was right after the Disney mix.
I'm looking this up. No shot. There was.
Yeah, Konami was all like, "We need the money. What can we do?"
There was on the GameCube. Holy
it was on the
shit!
GameCube.
That game was fun. Me and my sister would play that a ton as well.
Dude, all the like the third party like DDR games are so funny.
Like it's just like so like out there, like just like what a Mario DDR game. Like, oh, do you guys remember though? I'm forgetting the name of it, but it was like an arcade here in Chicago.
Okay.
It was like a Disney experience where like you would go and they had like virtual reality Disney. It's like you go there and like be in the Pirates of the Caribbean.
Was it in downtown?
Yes.
You're talking about it was Disney. Oh my god.
Oh nice. Freezing your ass off while playing the games. You're like, wait, what the fuck's going on?
What was it called? Disney Quest.
Disney Quest.
There we go.
Yes. Disney Quest, and they shut it down like a year later. I wanted to go so bad, but back in the day, those tickets were expensive to go play an arcade game. Come on now.
There's actually
they were expensive as fuck.
There's a YouTube channel. It's called Defunctland.
Mm-hmm.
So what they do is kind of like it's an interesting concept because he goes through like old like old amusement park things or like old Disney things, and he goes to the past. The only reason why I knew it was Disney Quest because he did an episode on Disney Quest, and I was all like, "Oh man, I remember this growing up."
I remember the commercials for that, and I was like, "What the heck?" They had their own MMO as well. Disney had those called like Disney. What was the name of it?
I know what you're talking about. It was like Disney Infinity or Disney Infinite or something like that.
Was that just on PC or was that like a console thing too?
Game. You remember like Mario? I mean, not Mario.
It's Disney's Virtual Magic Kingdom.
Okay.
I remember I read a book in elementary school called The Kingdom Keepers, and like it's about like things in Disney World being real, and like you know they go they have to like fight Maleficent because she was like a real witch, and Disney like the Walt Disney, you know, like was able to like capture the magic and seal the baddies inside of the park, you know, but not Disneyland because that's for punks. We're talking Disney World, you know, we're talking high rollers here.
Disneyland not good enough for you, Ryan?
If I'm going, I want to go to all the parks. But like I remember in the book, they're like, hey, like, you know, Gil, that was the name of one of the characters. Hey, Gil, I know something about what's happening at the park. Meet me on VMK. And I was like, VMK, what the hell's that? Virtual Magic Kingdom. I was like, is that real? I go to log on to my parents like, you can't play that. You're gonna interact with somebody and get kidnapped. And so I was like, and right when I was like of my own power, and I said I can play whatever games I want. I'm 16, Mom. I'm a grown ass man. Like, you know, the standard kid. They closed the servers.
Rip.
Yeah, so I was like, I guess I'll never be invited to Walt Disney World after hours to go fight, you know, Satan. But you know, in a funny twist of events, I did go to Disney World's boardwalk once I was 23, and I got busted there. So the Satan I was fighting was me because I was totally drunk. I said, "Where Mickey Mouse at? Where Mickey Mouse at?
Mickey Mouse.
Mickey Mouse gives me a tour.
When you are, I said, "Was you thought I had caught him? Where is she?
Where's Skyrim?
Kingdom Hearts 3 is gonna be the best game ever made.
I need to go save her. She's one of the 7 princesses of light.
Yeah, whatever happened to that whole?
Don't ask questions.
A whole other episode. They're gonna come back Kingdom Hearts 5 and be like, "Do you remember the Princesses of Light?" Well, you know what that means. We're bringing in a different universe. As part of the Kingdom Hearts universe, Master Chief shows up. He just starts bapping people. This Infinity Halo Infinite crossover.
Oh my god, that's so wild.
Nah, you mean the 7 princesses of fucking Sliders or something? I don't even know, for fucking White Castle. Sheesh.
Yeah, bro, I was a slider. I slid on my ass in the White Castle bathroom and bust my head on the radiator. I said, guys, let's go to Disney. Go back. That'll be a story for that'll be a Patreon only story. So if you guys want to hear how I got really, really boo-booed and I hurt myself at a White Castle with Emilio Chavez, you know, those will be to like our tier 2 donators at $25 a month. Just
DM me at
we'll show you the pictures.
Twitch.tv/CeoFiend. DM me the story. I'll tell you when I'm on stream.
Hell yeah, let's go. Sheesh.
But it was really cool hearing like where you guys all like the different games that you played and like just because games are like that's what we are. Aside from weebs, we play a ton of video games too, you know, and like it's just so cool. Yeah, and like I didn't grow up with you guys, but like like all of high school, you know, we're back together now. Like when we've talked about the games you play, it's just cool hearing how
it's like different perspectives.
Yeah, like different perspectives and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, is there anything else you guys want to talk about, or you guys think we're good for this episode?
I think we're good for this episode. Yeah.
Ooh,
how about you, man?
Actually, there's one thing I want to say. There's this upcoming game that's coming out. I think I've told you guys about it before. It's since we're talking about like MMOs and like other stuff like that. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Project Barbecue.
Oh yeah, I used to play Dungeon Fighter a ton.
Dungeon Fighter. It's so the people who made Dungeon Fighter, they're making an MMO. And I told y'all I'm gonna talk about King's Avatar every episode. It's essentially based off of Glory, which is like the MMO game they're playing in the King's Avatar. That's like the inspiration behind Project Barbecue, from what I heard. And like the trailer just came out for it recently.
Looks
oh my god, it looks so good. I'm so excited. I'm so ready for that game.
Check that out. You guys got to check out
Final Fantasy 16.
Yeah, of course. I'm talking about MMO Blue Protocol. Check out Protocol. That's another cool one.
You gotta play Epic 7 and Azure Lane and whatever else gacha game we're playing and spend all your money.
Play Genshin Impact. Help fund Impact. All the new regions.
Yeah, right. They're gacha games because they got your wallet in their pockets, dude.
I can't be playing gacha games without going there. Not organized like a democracy union in there. Be like, guys, we're rising up against China inside of Genshin Impact.
Hell yeah, gamers rise up. Let's go, baby.
Gamers are the most oppressed people in the entirety of the world.
Rise up, gamers. Rise up.
I love it.
But
man, yeah.
I think that's it. All right.
Yeah. We leave them with favorite game. We didn't say what our favorite games were. How can we do a whole gaming episode without saying what our favorite game is?
That's because games are so critical to our life. Shit, but there's too many to fucking list.
I don't think there's a if I'm gonna say my favorite game based on story and
favorite game.
Favorite game, Fallout New Vegas.
Final Fantasy 10.
Final Fantasy 10's going. Shit,
I think for me, I'll have to say Kingdom Hearts 2. Yeah, I just love it. I just love it. Shit, dude, once it comes out on like PC too, I'm probably gonna insta buy like all of them again. I'll probably be playing most of my hours in Kingdom Hearts 2.
Doesn't it come out in like 2 days or something like that?
Yeah,
I think so. Yeah, I think so.
The month, I think. I know it comes out this month.
Yeah, definitely in March.
I thought you were gonna say Honey Select, boy.
For me,
no, I was gonna say Nekopara. Jeez. Oh shit! All right, boys. I guess that's it for this podcast because you already know what I'm about to do.
Nekopara. It's like when I could tell everybody when they say like, "Oh, what's the first anime you watch?" Like, "I'll watch Ninja Scroll at like a youth group event."
Ninja Gaiden. Fuck that game.
Nah, fucking, I'm watching To Love Room. Fuck you, mean chief.
Man, I'm about to
Like,
watch.
you know you're gonna watch or emo.
True. I say best girl. Don't at me.
I'm about to finish watching. Oh, I think, dude, new episode of Quintuplets came out today. We'll talk about that after.
Right around here, someone's fire alarm went off. I'm pretty sure that person was me. So, the rest of the footage/recording just has a ton of really loud and obnoxious beeping going on in it. So, I just would like to take the chance to get you a nice little outro of me saying, thank you for joining us in today's episode, and we hope to see you next time. Hey everybody, Ryan here. We hope you enjoyed today's podcast. Just wanted to let you know that if you want some more WeebUwU in your life, or you just want to get in contact with us, make sure to check out our socials. Links to the socials will be located in the show notes. As always, we hope to see you at the next episode.